Evaluating page experience for a better web, and UX is going to now affect your Google SEO rankings. So Google has always made it clear throughout all of its services that Google rewards its advertisers who give its customers a good experience. With Google Ads, this is done through quality score, so this reduces your bid price, and with organic, it's your search results, so it's where your page rank that changes. So over the last few years, we've seen through Google Webmaster tools, so the system which we can manage our data and organic visibility, tools like page speed and mobile friendliness being introduced as Google starts to use these elements more and more in its organic ranking algorithm. At the end of May, Google has let it drop. There's going to be quite a major release next year. Now, we don't normally get an advance notice of such an update, so I'm thinking this is going to be a big one. Now, the update is around a new set of metrics Google is launching around responsiveness, visibility, and stability called Core Web Vitals. I quote from Google, "Search rankings change that incorporates these page experience metrics." So these metrics are going to directly affect your page rankings, which is huge. So what does this actually mean? Well, first of all, we're told not to panic. Their updates are not going to be rolled out until next year, and we'll be given about 6 months' notice before they do. But part of this actually makes me worry more, as I've never ever been given 6 months' notice for an SEO update before, so Now, the new term that is going to be the centre of the SEO world is page experience signals. The following are in the new signal. Now, some of these already are used by Google in its rankings, so things like mobile friendliness, can your content be accessed on a mobile device, safe browsing, making sure your site doesn't contain malware, deceptive pages, harmful downloads, etc., etc. HTTPS, so if you're not using an encrypted connection, then actually you don't deserve to be ranked anymore. Pop-ups, so if you're using intrusive pop-ups, this will be a negative score against you. But the new ones are largest contentful paint. So LCP, this is the time it takes for the main page content to load. Now, ideally, Google is saying this should be less than 2.5 seconds. So the next important metric is first input delay. So this is the measure of the load time for the first set of pixels to be loaded and how quickly they can be interacted with. So this should be less than 0.1 of a second. And then the final new metric is cumulative layout shift. Now, this is a real bugbear of mine. And what it basically is if you're about to click on a button and that call to action moves because the content above it is loading. So it might be an advert's load and it pushes the call to action button away from where your finger is and you end up clicking on something completely different. So there are some reports that and checks that Google have launched to make you see if your site is up to speed with these new metrics, and we will link all of those on our Bluefirst website. There is also going to be a small but significant update for mobile top stories as part of this release. So if you're featuring AMP, accelerated mobile pages, the markup is no longer going to be necessary. However, I would recommend still using AMP pages if you already have them. Don't forget to get these updates straight to your inbox. Subscribe using the link in the description.